Cricket is usually known as a gentleman's game, and that's how it started. But with all the limelight, money and glamour comes the bad side as well. Sledging has always been there, but as long as it is healthy and both the teams are within their limits, it is fine. However, when they cross it, all hell breaks loose. Welcome to Simbly Chumma. Today we are counting down 10 of the biggest on-field cricket fights.
Number 10, Pollard vs Stark. In IPL, Stark bowled a bouncer and taunted Pollard. In the very next ball, Pollard pulled out of the delivery by backing away outside leg stump just as the bowler was approaching his jump. Stark did not abort the delivery. Instead, he followed the batsman and bowled the ball in anger close to Pollard's leg. Pollard responded by swinging his bat hard, appearing to threaten to throw it at the bowler, and it slipped out of his hands and fell on the leg side. Both players were visibly angry and continued to exchange words. Both of them were penalized and punished.
Number 9, Dennis Lillee vs Javed Miandad. In a scene reminiscent of kindergarten, Lillee barged into Javed Miandad while the latter was completing a run, got into a verbal fight and then, just for fun, kicked Miandad. Not to be left behind, Miandad lifted his bat to give it back and umpire intervention prevented a skull fracture.
My goodness. Oh, this is absolutely disgraceful. It really is absolutely stupid. I cannot understand. Lillee actually asked for that. He encroached upon Javed Miandad's line too far.
Glad to see Greg Chappell come into that. And as you can see, he was there aiming a kick at Javed Miandad, and Miandad aiming to hit Lillee with a bat. And umpire Crawford here doing a very good job.
That was the second part of that incident. In fact, I would suggest that it was started by Lillee. On this occasion, Lillee gets his hands up and in fact moves backwards now to get into Javed Miandad's way, I think. Javed Miandad prepared to go around him. Lillee moving across into his way. Now remember, Javed Miandad's out of his crease there. Lillee sticking the shoulder into Miandad, and of course Miandad pushing him because he's got to get into the batting crease. Miandad has a hit at that one and it's gone down to deep mid-wicket. And so that's how that little incident started, and there's no doubt in my opinion that it was started by Lillee.
Number 8, a case of sweet Indo-Pak love. There is not much to be said about this famous video of Afridi and Kabir. If you are decent at lip reading and are familiar with Hindi and Urdu cuss words, then you can easily infer that there was no love lost between these two.
Saurabh के शायद Afridi को धचका भी लगा. गौतम गंभीर जो है वो आंखों में आंखें डाल के बात करना चाह रहे हैं. Afridi उनसे आर्गुमेंट करना चाह रहे हैं.
आग नजर आ रही है जरूर. ये तो ट्रांसलेट आप ही करेंगे रवीज. लिप रीडिंग आपको आती है?
मैंने अगर ट्रांसलेट किया तो बहुत ज्यादा, हाँ, और शायद लोगों को टीवी बंद करना पड़ जाए क्योंकि उसमें बहुत ज्यादा सेंसरशिप की जरूरत होगी.
Number 7, Naresh Sarwan and McGrath. The fight was really uncalled for. McGrath, being an Aussie, wanted to sledge and derail Sarwan's competition by making a lewd comment on him and Lara, for which Sarwan just added McGrath's wife in the discussion, which derailed McGrath's concentration. It became a big talking point throughout the rest of the match.
Match already. Venkatragoan comes up to have a word with the two of them. 2:36 for 4.
It was the attempted Yorker, jams down on it, inside edge. Well, I don't know what that's all about.
He won't be saying anything. Here's what happened between overs. Shouting, screaming and pointing of fingers. Now, a couple of the Australians getting in there. There's short McGrath, Glenn McGrath. between overs there, having a very, very stern word with Saurabh.
It settled down for a while. Then after McGrath having a return barrage there with Saurabh, he went and said something to Dave Shepherd there, reported him about what he said. So I don't know, depends on whether the umpire heard it, I suppose.
Number 6, Harbhajan derails the Rawalpindi Express. Shoaib Akhtar was not particularly renowned for a calm demeanour, and when Bhaji hit him for a 6 in a tense run chase during the Asia Cup, Akhtar gave him a piece of his mind using rather unparliamentary language. Bhaji was ready for the fight, and after giving back some kind words, Harbhajan got motivated enough to drag his team to victory and angry enough to let out yells directed at Akhtar.
Final delivery of the Zoba. Another dot ball. Very well bowled. 261 for 6.
Few pleasantries been exchanged between Harbhajan and Shoaib Akhtar. Teams are on fire. Tension taking the better of the players. A little altercation, or should we say a few pleasantries exchanged between Shoaib Akhtar and Harbhajan Singh. The discussion took place, or the language used was Punjabi. And both stood the ground. I wish I could translate what was said.
He was so quick in there. Always the drama queen, our Billy. Don't we love him?
It's all about showing courage and determination and giving it back to Shoaib Akhtar like Harbhajan did. A lot of Punjabi was spoken. A lot of bhai and ma was changed and exchanged, and in the end no real damage done. I think they both realized that at the end of the day they needed to be friendly again, and he needs to strike big for India to win it.
And there it is! Harbhajan Singh has done it for India. Look at him celebrate. What a feeling in the dressing room. Came from right out the middle of the bat.
Number 5, Maxwell versus Sri Lanka. It was the last ball of the match and 4 runs were required for Australia to win. Maxwell was waiting to face the ball, and the Sri Lankan team decided to have a conference on what to bowl to strategize their win. And it's their right to do so. If they delayed, the match referee would take action. But Maxwell got angry, and most of the Sri Lankan bigwigs decided to have a go at Maxwell. It is cricket, and when you are batting, you have to remember that it's 2 versus 11. Finally, Sri Lanka won, but the matter continued, and after a day or two, Maxwell apologized for his behavior.
Not happy about it. He's saying, we'll just take a little bit more time here, please. I think it was something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't really understand Sri Lankan language, but no, the umpire's doing the right thing. You know, you can't waste this amount of time. You've got to get on with the game.
I think body language is pretty universal, though. You can work out what those boys are saying. So Glenn Maxwell's had a long time to ever think about it. Now they get back into position, the Sri Lankan fieldsmen. What a finish to this game.
Protecting point, protecting deep mid-wicket with that man at point. Well, there's 2 there, but no one back.
Amazingly, they're going for exactly the same field. So
here we go.
Here comes Pereira.
4 runs needed off this delivery. Oh, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Oh, and a little speech too from Tisara Pereira as Maxwell walked past. There's a bit of feeling in this one, but the Sri Lankans have triumphed. They win by 2 runs.
And they're happy, aren't they, the Sri Lankans? The pressure was on. well though, getting it down to 4 runs. Unable to put it away. Maxwell went bang, bang, 4, gave his country a chance.
Yeah, Maxwell obviously very disappointed there. You've got to give credit to George Bailey after the rain delay, batted brilliantly. Maxwell, jeez, he hit the first 2, missed the 3rd. Pereira just lets him know.
Well,
what a game.
That is a courageous ball to bowl, that last ball. 2 had already gone. You can see the discussion still going. Not happy at all, some of these players. So the series has been won 2-0 by Sri Lanka. Big, big finish to this game. 4 needed off the last ball. It was there.
Number 4, Kemar Roach loses his cool. If your team is losing for sure and you can bowl 150 km/h missiles, what do you do as a bowler? Well, according to Kemar Roach, just unleash a barrage of bouncers at the opposition's premier batsman and exhibit a variety of angry poses. For the record, West Indies still lost pretty badly despite Roach's shenanigans.
Good lifting delivery. That's a really good one, and he's following through and right up in the face of Jacques Kallis.
Come on, this game's nearly over. Let's not make it too ugly. Oh, there's a whole collection. What's going on? Goodness me. He Roach is back. He wants more. This isn't nice. This isn't nice at all.
I think it's good to see Chanderpaul having a word with him to calm him down. The hostility is good, the aggression is good, but taking it too far, it's not necessary. It demeans West Indies cricket when it gets to this. When the West Indies were dominant, none of this was necessary. You bowled a superb delivery. You've had Kallis fending away, you've unsettled him somewhat. You've done your job. Get back up there and try another one. Took him on the helmet, just on the peak of the helmet. The verbals just cheapen the entire thing and they're going to go at it again. He wants to take him on even more. Why? Why is that necessary?
So silly. So silly. And it begs the question, where was this aggression 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? Suddenly found it when the opposition need 18 to win the test match.
Number 3, Marlon Samuels and Shane Warne. The problem began when Marlon Samuels, who was playing for the Renegades, appeared to hold the shirt of star batsman David Hussey as the latter was about to go for a second run. Star skipper Warne did not take kindly to the gesture and was seen pulling Samuels' shirt rather aggressively and abusing him despite being live on the microphone that was connected to the commentators. Warne provoked Samuels even further when he threw the ball back at the latter while fielding at short cover, throwing the ball back towards Samuels and hitting his torso in the process. Things got really ugly when an enraged Samuels threw his bat in Warne's direction, although it landed quite far away from the opposition captain. Warne was slapped with a 4,500 Australian dollar fine and a one-match ban. Later, he apologized for his behavior. However, that would not stop him from targeting Samuels in the future.
Plenty happening out in the MCG, 9 overs, 1 for 70.
Yeah, just Shane Warne there getting a bit upset with Marlon Samuels because he grabbed David Hussey. And it got back to this incident here. Have a look at David Hussey running between the wickets. Have a look at Marlon Samuels to the left arm, just grabs it, pulls his shirt. Now that's where it started. And then Shane Warne's come back and said, mate, I remember the incident you did there with David Hussey, so you're not going to get away with it. And Marlon Samuels was just pushing his hand away. That's what started it. That's where it all started. And then this one here, Warnie's back.
just be a single, so the Samuels-Warren duel will not be on this delivery, but Warning's mic'd up. And he gets it. Hits the ball, took the risk, was good enough to play the shot. Oh, another beauty, and that's courageous bowling from Mackay, because if he bowls another one, and what's going, the bat's thrown. What is going on? It's completely lost out here. The umpires, they're talking about running him out. I don't think they need to do that. Let's have a look.
Number 2, Jason Anderson and George O'Brien. The gentleman's game became not so gentle and suffered the greatest blow to its reputation in 2015 during the Bermuda Champion of Champions Cup final. Its first in 10 years. An ugly, disgusting brawl broke out in between overs when a wicketkeeper named Jason Anderson punched batsman George O'Brien on the head while passing by. Anderson retaliated by threatening to hit him with a bat before some players intervened and calmed them down. But Anderson finally lost his cool again and lurched at the batsman, who tried to hit him with the bat but missed and slipped to the ground. Anderson then kicked him in the head before they were torn apart. O'Brien suffered temporary concussion and memory loss because of the incident. Anderson was rightly banned from playing any kind of professional cricket for life for starting the fight, while O'Brien was banned for 6 months. There has never been a more brutal and dangerous sports fight on a cricketing field.
He's feeling for something that I think only him knows, but only we know. But now we see some sort of theatrical stuff on the field. We see George O'Brien and Jason Anderson getting into a sort of squabble. That's a little bit of discussion going on here in the middle of the field.
Number 1, Bangladesh Under-19 versus India Under-19 finals. It was the finals of the Under-19 World Cup. It was Bangladesh's first final and they won the match as well. But the brilliant work they put in winning the tournament was marred by some cheap victory celebrations and remarks on the losing team India. This started a fight in the middle of the pitch. The Indian captain termed Bangladesh's behavior as dirty, and Bangladesh's captain, who won the game for his team, apologized for their behavior.
लड़ रहे साले हरामजादे।
What do you think of this list? Did you like it? Do let us know if you have any other ideas for a video in the comment section below. Hit the like button, share button and subscribe to Simbly Chumma.